Welcome back to the show, Extra Rich. We got on the menu today 4 teams, ages 13 to 15. Oh, whoa. Yeah, this one crazy. This is real crazy. Let's jump into it, though, because I got to hear this. This is wild.
We are following some more breaking news this evening, this time in the Bronx. 4 people have been shot in the Parkchester section. All of the victims are teenagers. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo is live at the scene with the very latest. Anthony.
Yeah, that's the disturbing part of all of this. This involves young people, 4 teenagers who were shot just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. I want to get you right down the street here. This is Chapman Avenue and St. Peter's Avenue. We're giving you a closer look at the work detectives are doing right now. You see that patrol car set up there at that intersection where police right now are not only searching for the shooter, but they are collecting evidence and trying to piece together exactly what happened here. Take a look at some more video. We've got some aerials from Newscopter 7 and some scene video, of course, to show you. This happened just after 4 o'clock. We understand some kind of altercation happened between young people in a very residential area of the Bronx, apartment buildings and schools in the area. In fact, this happened, we are told, not far from Lewis and Clark School on Overing Street. Police say a 13-year-old boy shot in the left leg, a 14-year-old girl also shot in the left leg. A 14-year-old boy grazed in the right foot, and a 15-year-old boy grazed in both legs. Police say those young victims were all rushed to Jacoby, where they are listed in stable condition. Right now, police are looking for a gray vehicle that fled the scene at the time of that shooting. Police say
that is just absolutely wild. And I want to touch on something that might have gone over a lot of people's heads considering the circumstance. But all of these children were either hitting the legs or the feet. One, that tells me this person has absolutely zero aim. Okay? And to graze somebody twice in the leg on both sides is just absolutely wild to me. Absolutely, positively wild to me. This tells me that these are some folks who had firearms that had no business owning firearms. Not to mention that they drove off and left the scene. Just that alone tells me that they had no business with the firearm. You hit 2 people in the leg, and then one other person was grazed in the foot, and then the other one was grazed on both legs. How in the world do you, talk about praying and spraying? What? Now, let's get serious here. This is part of the issue in these Democrat-run cities. Soft on crime policies, especially when it comes to these kids. Well, because they're kids. And you see a bunch of people make up all types of excuses. Oh, well, they don't have anything to do. The rec centers are closed and blah, blah, blah. Bro, when I was a kid, just because a rec center was closed didn't mean I was out here shooting people. What? Like that is just absolutely positively wild. Wild. Like, take a ball, like you can literally pretend play basketball up against a brick wall somewhere. Like, you ain't gotta be like there's no excuse for this type of behavior, but you'll see a lot of people make a bunch of excuses, and then it leads to this. It leads to this. If these were kids, which I'm assuming it was, right? 13 to 15, I'm assuming the people that shot at them were around the same age too. Those folks should be thrown in jail for 50 years. Probably longer than that. Start sending a message. I don't give a crap if that kid was 12 that shot at these little kids. Give him 60 years. Start sending a message, and this stuff will stop happening. It will stop happening. You know, it used to be, if you had an issue, if it really had to be solved, y'all would fight it out. Y'all would have y'all fight. After that, y'all would go y'all separate ways, and that was that. Somebody might leave with their ego a little bruised, but everybody's still alive. Now, people just go straight to shooting, which also I think is because a lot of these folks can't fight, and they know they can't fight, and they don't want to get embarrassed by getting some hands put on them. By getting some hands and feet put on them, right? I think that's part of the issue too. These folks is female dogs out here when it comes to the throwing the hands, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, yeah, we gotta get back to scrapping. I mean, I'm not advocating for violence, but if it has to be any type of violence, right? I would like it to be no violence at all, but if it has to be, fight it out, scrap, put your hands up, you know. Worst thing that's gonna happen, you're gonna leave with a bruised ego. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. Ain't nobody shooting though. And the ones that were shooting, they locked up in prison for the rest of their life. Or for most of the rest of their life. They ain't getting back out until, you know, almost 70 years old, right? Their life is cooked. Their life is basically over with at that point. I think if you start doing that, man, a lot of this stuff will really disappear. But we got to get past the point of calling these folks kids. By age, they might be kids. By action, they aren't kids. These so-called kids will rob you at gunpoint. These so-called kids will put you 6 feet in the dirt and laugh about it. These so-called kids will terrorize your neighborhoods and you know, brutalize your grandparents and not care anything about the fact that they're just old folks trying to live the rest of their life peacefully. They don't care. They don't care. Stuff is just absolutely ridiculous. But let's finish this video, man.
Listed in stable condition. Right now, police are looking for a gray vehicle that fled the scene at the time of that shooting. Police say also a group of young people made a run for it when those bullets went off. We did talk to a woman who lives over here. She was outside at the time of that shooting. She says she heard anywhere from 4 to 5 shots. She had come to get her child from daycare to make sure her child was okay. You heard?
Yeah, it's scared. It's not the first time, the second time, 3 times. The two last week, the same thing hour, the shooting over there on the corner.
Okay, we're going to bring it back out to a live look here again at the scene. Police, of course, in the early stages of this investigation. That woman you heard from is complaining about how bad the gun violence has been here in recent weeks. She says there have been altercations among young people at a nearby park here. Police are sorting out the details of this and exactly what led up to the shooting. 4 teenagers in the hospital after being shot in stable condition. Police looking for the shooter or shooters at this point.
Simple solution, man. And to me, it sounded like, and y'all can let me know, there was some broken English there. It sounded like she said this is like the 3rd time this has happened. 3rd time this has happened with these kids. So-called kids, right? Lock these mother lovers up for the rest of their natural life. Every single one of them. Bro, it is time to take the Nayib Bukele approach to criminals and gang members and this nonsense, this riffraff that's going on in our streets in America. Nayib Bukele is not playing. And if you're not familiar with Nayib Bukele, he created the CCOT prison. And he went in with the military. With the military. And I believe it's El Salvador. I believe it's El Salvador. Let me see. Nayib Bukele. Yeah, El Salvador. Went in with the military and cleared the streets of all gang members. Anybody who was terrorizing the community, he took them off the streets and threw every single one of them in prison. Every single one of them. And that country went from one of the most dangerous to basically the safest country in the world. Why? Because all of the criminals are locked up. And any type of inkling or any type of information that he gets that there may be like a new gang that's sprouting up, you know what he does? Brings out the military again, and he goes and he finds those folks that are starting this new gang, which I don't understand why anybody would try to be starting any type of gang after what they saw Nayib Bukele do, lock up all the gang members and threw them in prison. I don't know why anybody would be attempting that, but hey, I've seen a couple videos where, you know, a new gang was sprouting up and he went out with the military, he found them folks and threw them in prison too. He is not playing. His goal is to make that country safe And honestly, he's doing a phenomenal job. And I think we need to take a similar approach here in America. Lock these kids up. They are not acting like kids. I don't care if they don't have a rec center. I don't care if they don't have, the boxing center that used to be down the block. I don't care if they don't have a basketball court anymore. I don't care. They're killing people. They're killing people. This is just absolutely ridiculous. This should not be happening. I'm sick of people making excuses for it. Well, they're just kids. I don't care. And that kid can put a bullet in your head the same way an adult can. And some of them have. It's just ridiculous, man. I don't get it. But like I said, man, I think we need to take a Nayib Bukele approach, and all of this will be a faint memory of the past. But what do y'all think? Let me know. Stay safe. Peace.